What you doing? Huh. Well, what are you doing? And you? I see you over there, Mr. Bernstein. What on earth are you doing? They're all conducting. Hello from the lobby of the Peabody Hotel in downtown Memphis, Tennessee, where it is not unusual to see someone dressed in a tuxedo. Believe it or not, this place is also very important in the history of blues music. So why should you even care what orchestras do or why they're important? Because the sound of a symphony orchestra is as common as literally any other style of music. Many popular musicians known for performing other genres like country, R&B, rock, pop, EDM, etc., sing with an orchestra on occasion.
I know we'll be alright this time. Loving her today. A place to reef upon its door. Crash in my car, let me your ears. See my fall, see my errors, know my faults. Time halts, see my loss. Know I'm lacking, not tracking where I met you.
Don't even get me started on artists using marching bands, choirs, or other large ensembles. These genres aren't going anywhere, and large groups of musicians need something to keep them all together. Ideally, but not always, that something is a conductor. So what are they, and what do they do? Look at these people. This is a professional orchestra. Most of them have been studying music ever since they were young children. Many of them are college professors. Some are also conductors in their own ensembles. Some have album credits. However, some of these players are goofballs, less talented musicians, or egomaniacs. There are about 80 to 100 musicians in a modern orchestra, sometimes more. So just to make sure everyone is in the correct tempo, you need a conductor, right? Well, it depends. Can you fight a battle without a general? Sure, it's just harder. Nope. There is literally no way to read whatever the heck this guy's doing. So while this conductor is busy stabbing ghosts, the orchestra needs at least one clear downbeat to establish when to start. That would come from the woman on the far right of this video. Usually called the concert master, the first chair violinist tunes the orchestra, writes in the bowings for the string section, works closely with the conductor, and is pretty much the second in command of the entire ensemble. In fact, each section has a leader whose responsibility is to make sure their section is performing to the best of their abilities. Section leaders can run mini rehearsals and manage their respective teams. Watch how the orchestra's focus is entirely on the concert master. This symphony is in 2/4 time, so all they really need is a downbeat, but the result is competent but messy. Heck, Weird Al Yankovic is better than that guy. At least his downbeat is 100% clear. Sometimes the orchestra plays in spite of the conductor.
Like this? Alright, keep going?
Let's watch the beginning of Leonard Bernstein conducting with his face. He gives the downbeat, makes a little correction, and puts his hands down. This is the New York Philharmonic, one of the best orchestras in the world, and they are playing a composition by Haydn, so the meter isn't terribly complicated. Leonard Bernstein is arguably one of the best orchestra conductors of all time, and while he might be showing off a little bit here, he knows the group doesn't need a human metronome. So he is directing the music using facial expressions of different emotions he wants the performance to convey. He's even giving these facial cues early to give the orchestra time to react. As silly as it might look, it's extremely cool. Okay, other than being a frame of reference for tempo, what do conductors do? They communicate in real time. Like a general ordering tactics during a battle, the conductor is able to give direction to the entire ensemble or just certain sections. Notice the delay between the conductor's gesture and the sound from the ensemble. The orchestra usually, but not always depending upon the preference of the conductor, plays behind the beat in order to react to cues. If you happen to be in this situation, it feels strange and time warpy. I don't know this person, but it is crystal clear what he wants and is showing that he is 100% in charge. Communication from the conductor could include instructions on entrances, articulations, phrasing, dynamics, and yes, tempo. It is much better if the conductor is a fantastic musician as well as an effective communicator. But this robot can do it too, and not only is it unable to play an instrument, it doesn't understand basic human experiences like eating food, falling in love, or the loss of a loved one. I'm not even sure if it can study a score or if every gesture was programmed. But it works. However, the very best orchestras have the very best conductors. And when you're that good, you are treated like a musical god.
Leopold! 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 Leopold!
Who is Leopold? Leopold Stokowski, a man who counted Sergei Rachmaninoff, Ralph Vaughan Williams, Igor Stravinsky, and many other famous composers as friends and contemporaries. He was world famous and was the conductor for Disney's movie Fantasia in 1940. He was also known to conduct without a baton. So what's the deal with the baton anyway? There are 4 reasons to use one. The most important one is for discipline. It is also easy to see from far away, and because it's a long stick, you can make large gestures without looking like the balloon man from a used car lot. It can also make a click sound for attention and tempo for rehearsals. The conducting baton has claimed one victim that we know of. Jean-Baptiste Lully is considered by many to be the first important conductor. He was a composer, guitarist, and dancer in the court of Louis XIV in France. Before electricity, it was difficult to see in the dark. So he led the ensemble with a large staff, beating it on the floor to indicate tempo for the ballets, operas, and instrumental music he composed. One day in 1687, he wasn't paying attention and struck the end of the staff right down upon his foot, which got infected. Doctors at the time wanted to amputate, but Lully refused, reasoning that he would no longer be able to dance. Gangrene set in and he died almost 3 months later. Was foul play involved?
I am going to get to the truth.
Nope, he was just clumsy. Today's batons are much smaller and less dangerous. Here's mine. Now I like this one and have used it on many occasions, but whenever I direct instruments again, I'll probably buy a different one. A white shaft would be easier to see rather than this brown wood. Ideally, you want the baton to be as long as your forearm to about the middle joint of your middle finger. Now I bought this at a store, so it's not made to order, so it doesn't quite come that far on me. In fact, it barely hits this hand here. Depending upon how many players are in front of you, you might want to go shorter for smaller groups or larger for large groups. Absurdly long batons look ridiculous and tiny ones look like little pencils. The baton needs to feel like an extension of your body, so weight and balance are important. What you want is for the baton to be balanced at the shaft and the bulb. The bulb is where you grab it. And most of the time you want your center of gravity right here, if I can turn it around, right there where the bulb meets the shaft. That way you can conduct for long periods of time and not feel like you have something in your hand. The bulb itself is usually made of cork instead of this wood that I have here. This helps with sweating and losing control of the baton, which has happened. Here's Leonard Bernstein not conducting with his face. The late 19th century gave rise to the superstar conductor. Toscanini, Boulez, Beecham, Zell, and many more were revered like pop stars. Unfortunately, fame made some of these people into bullies, some rehearsing their groups for hours at a time into the night and yelling at everyone.
Ma sempre, sempre indietro! Contrabbassi! You are always late! Corpo di un Dio Santissimo! Oh, you are dead! È una vergogna! Shame on you!
Pierre Boulez was nicknamed the Screaming Skull by his players. Wonder why? His sunglasses control the heat ray he uses on the ensemble, like Cyclops from the X-Men comics. Maestro Celibidache wants violas.
Viola! Viola! Viola!
Dictatorial behavior necessitated the rise of orchestra unions, but every once in a while,
Now, was I rushing or was I dragging? Count again.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Rushing or dragging?
Rushing.
So you do know the difference!
oh wait, that's just the movie Whiplash. That's just make-believe. Oh. Okay then. So the whole idea behind conducting is to have an area here where your musicians can see you from the corner of their eye. So crazy stuff like putting your hands over your head or being over here dancing around, usually, unless they know you, I wouldn't do. Also, I like everything to be kind of in a box. So if you're going to make a kind of an invisible table here, let's say we're in 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But since that's a little bit confusing and also not very musical, you're going to make little loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. The other thing though is, don't flop. Flopping, you can't quite tell where the beat is. Using your knees makes it worse. And the last thing, don't mirror. Unless you're coordinating with some other group like Metallica, or if you're a marching band director where everybody needs to be able to see your beat. But notice that I'm just keeping everything in this little square. That's the general idea. Here's a video of a young man conducting in a lesson. We've all been this guy. Heck, sometimes I'm still that guy. So let's finish this out by looking at different people conducting from movies in real life.
Let's begin.
Scream. Come on, scream. Scream louder.
How did you do that?
Wait! Here comes the crescendo! How beautiful is it not?
As a I got a job over here, okay?
Ultimately, I'm not going to fault anyone that doesn't fit my mold of pretty conducting. If it works, it works. If you can make the sound the way you want it, rock on. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. Our next subject will be about the castrati of Italy and their influence going on still today. You're looking good. See you in 2 weeks.
I got the pedal on the floorboard, and a moment in the past with a head full of stones while I was running out of gas. I believe so badly, maybe one day I'm gonna get it right. I know we're both free to move around. The echoes bounce through a debris field, and the silence on the phone, 'cause I let you down, 'cause I feel alone. I believe so badly, maybe one day I'm gonna get it right. I know we're both free to move around. Down the train, it doesn't make sense why we don't relate anymore. Still chasing after what we used to have before. What we used to have before. I had a dream this morning. The wind was blowing through the trees, and I looked out the window. You were waiting for me. I believe so badly, maybe one